The biggest problem destroying Brazil's dreams of returning to the top of world football is not the defense, not the midfield, not even the coaching, but something far more alarming, something so basic, so essential, that without it no team in football history has ever become champion? Yes, Brazil, the country that gave us Ronaldo Nazario, Romario, and Adriano, has gone more than a decade without a real, frightening, dominant number 9. A striker who scares defenders. A striker who dominates the box. A striker who scores goals even when the team is struggling. And that drought might finally be ending. Today, we're talking about a solution Brazil desperately needed. A solution fans have begged for. A solution that could bring back the days when defenders used to fear wearing the number 9 jersey because of the monsters Brazil produced. That solution might be a 24-year-old Brazilian goal machine who is shaking England's Premier League right now, Igor Thiago Rodriguez. But before we talk about him, let's understand how big this problem actually is. Brazil's biggest weakness: no true striker. If you ask any Brazil fan today, when was the last time a Seleção had a physically dominant, powerful, aerially dangerous striker? They will have to think back to the 1990s and early 2000s. Back to the era of Ronaldo Nazario. Back to the bullet-powered left foot of Adriano. Back to the era when Brazil's number 9 was the most feared number in football. But after that, nothing. Silence. A blank chapter. For more than 12 years, Brazil has suffered from one painful problem: no consistent, pure, reliable goal scorer. Many strikers came. Many showed promise. Some impressed for 1 or 2 seasons. But they never stayed at the top. They disappeared, lost form, or failed to compete with Europe's elite. Brazil's rivals, meanwhile, marched far ahead. And the harsh truth is this: Argentina is miles ahead in producing strikers today. While Brazil's wingers shine, their goals are inconsistent. While Brazil's midfield looks talented, there's no one to finish the job. And while Brazil still produces skill, flair, and speed, they no longer produce the physical, dominant center forward who can win matches alone. This is where Igor Thiago's story becomes not just interesting, but essential. Meet Igor Thiago, Brazil's missing monster striker. At just 24 years old, Igor Thiago checks all the boxes Brazil has been missing for years. Height: 6 feet 2 inches. Strong, powerful build. Aerially dominant. Fast, smart, explosive. Great dribbling and physicality. Sharp finishing inside and outside the box. A penalty expert. This is a complete striker. Not a winger forced to play center forward. Not a technical player lacking strength. Not a short striker trying to win aerial battles. No, Igor Thiago is a real number 9. And his numbers this season are turning heads across Europe. Dominating the Premier League, the toughest league in the world. Igor Thiago plays for Brentford in the English Premier League, a league famous for destroying the confidence of many great strikers. The defenders are tall, strong, aggressive, and extremely tactical. The pace is fast. The pressure is brutal. Scoring regularly in the Premier League is one of the hardest things in football. And yet, Igor Thiago has scored 12 goals in just 14 matches. That is an unbelievable record for a newcomer. It is rare, it is special, and it is exactly what Brazil has been missing. Even more impressive, the only striker ahead of him right now is the Norwegian robot himself, Erling Haaland, arguably the best striker in the world. And Igor Thiago is only 3 goals behind Haaland. Think about that. Brazil finally has a striker performing at a world-class level, in the hardest league on earth, competing with the best goal machine of modern football. This is not hype. This is not luck. This is evidence. Among all Brazilian players in Europe, Igor Thiago is currently the highest Brazilian goal scorer this season, 11 goals in 13 league matches. Not Vinicius Jr., not Rodrigo, not Martinelli, not Rafinha, not Richarlison. It's Igor Thiago, a pure striker doing what Brazil has needed for more than a decade, scoring goals. And he's not just a finisher. He's a leader. On the pitch, he communicates constantly, guides teammates, holds the ball, creates space, pulls defenders out of position, and makes life easier for wingers and midfielders. This is exactly what Brazil's current tactical system lacks. Brazil has a common pattern in modern football. They rely heavily on their wingers. Too heavily. The idea is simple. Give the ball to the winger and hope he dribbles past 3 defenders and scores. But that doesn't work in every match. It doesn't work against strong defensive blocks. It doesn't work against physical defenders. And it definitely doesn't work internationally, where space is limited. A team without a proper striker becomes predictable. And predictable teams do not win World Cups. Brazil needs a striker who can dominate defenders with strength, score headers from crosses, create space inside the box, hold the ball, and allow others to join, win duels, score from tight angles, score from counterattacks, score even when the team is under pressure. Igor Thiago does all of this. He brings balance. He brings power. He brings threat. He brings something Brazil has missed for years, a true number 9. Could Igor Thiago be the solution to Brazil's goal drought? If Brazil gives him a chance, the entire attacking structure could change. Instead of only relying on wingers, Brazil could finally play with a physical target man, aerial presence, a goal box predator, a striker who can fight, press, and finish. This is the type of player who allows Vinicius, Rodrigo, and other wingers to play with freedom because they know there is someone inside the box waiting to finish. For a long time, Brazil has missed a striker who plays with authority, someone who commands the penalty area. Igor Thiago might be that player. And at just 24 years old, his ceiling is extremely high. Brazil doesn't need another flashy winger. Brazil doesn't need another creative midfielder. Brazil needs a monster in the box, a warrior, a finisher, a striker who brings fear back into defenders' eyes. And for the first time in years, Brazil might finally have one. Igor Thiago Rodriguez, the striker who could end Brazil's goal drought and bring back the era of the legendary number 9.